You should lock this sentence away in your heart and never forget it. My grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness. That's a very powerful statement that the Lord made to St. Paul. And it's one to remember, especially when we tend to get a little bit too full of ourselves. Huh? A little bit too full of that old self-reliance. Good stuff. I want to talk about the extraordinary ordinariness of the Lord. The extraordinary ordinariness of the Lord. When people view someone or something with preconceptions or presuppositions, reality is usually biased or tainted somewhat. Don't you find that to be true? I think I saw 3 heads bob up and down. Right? Yeah. You know, the source of our preconceptions, more often than not, is fear. Fear. Fear comes from an unwillingness to be open to the truth. Fear comes from an unwillingness to be open to the truth. Isn't that exactly what's going on in today's gospel? The people of Nazareth were unwilling to accept the reality that one of their own could actually be the Messiah. They just couldn't accept it. This is the lack of faith which amazed Jesus. The people of his own town of Nazareth saw Jesus through the lens of their own narrow reality. They saw him as human and nothing more. How dare you presume to be the Messiah, the Son of God? How dare he? He dares because it's the truth. But they couldn't see that truth. The eyes of their souls were closed to the truth out of fear. Is it any wonder they did not accept him as the Messiah? They were so closed in on themselves. Mark's gospel, by the way, is the only one where the people of Nazareth refer to Jesus as the Son of Mary. That is very significant. They don't refer to him as the son of Joseph, but as the Son of Mary. Why? Well, first century Palestine was a very patriarchal society. So people were referred to in relationship to their fathers. You see where I'm going with this? The people of Nazareth could not refer to Jesus that way because it would mean that they were admitting that he was the Son of God. They did not know his Father. And so Jesus says, a prophet is not without honor except in his native place and among his own kin. and in his own house. So we are told that Jesus was unable to perform any mighty deed there. It wasn't that his power was diminished or lessened. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was simply because of the lack of faith on the part of the people. Because the Lord will not go anywhere where he is not invited or welcomed. We're told that in chapter 3 of the book of Revelation. Here I stand knocking at the door. If anyone opens and welcomes me, my Father and I will come in and have supper with you, and you with us. That's not going on here. These people took offense at Jesus. This was the lack of faith which amazed Jesus. Prior to this episode, we saw something very different, didn't we? Just last week, we see Jesus performing many miracles of healing, miracles involving nature, the calming of the sea. The poor guy was exhausted from a whole day of healing and performing miracles, and all he wanted was a nap in the stern of the boat. And his disciples awakened him because they were afraid they were going to drown. And what does he say to them? Don't you have any faith? He was probably thinking, why did you wake me up? Don't you have any faith? Jesus raised Jairus' daughter from the dead. Jairus' daughter. Remember the centurion whose servant was ill to the point of death? Jesus cured that servant, and he didn't even go near the servant. And what does Jesus say? Go. Your faith has saved you. The centurion, a pagan had more faith than his own people. He comments on the faith of the people. But in his native place, he cures only a few, because it possibly is only a few who show true faith. Again, it's not the power of Jesus which is diminished, but the lack of faith of the people which prevents him from performing any mighty deed. Why? Because they are closed to the truth. They are closed to the truth with a capital T. That truth is standing right in front of them. They can see it. They don't want to accept it. How can you be the Messiah? Now, I don't know. Maybe they're jealous, huh? Why not me? Why you? You know, why not me? I'm smarter than you. I've had more education than you. Guess what? No, you don't. Who knows? But you see, faith is the foundation upon which the kingdom of God is built. Faith is the foundation upon which the kingdom of God is built. And faith leads us always to the truth. And the truth, my friends, is Jesus Christ. Didn't he say in John's Gospel, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. What more proof do you need? And my grace is sufficient for you. And grace is a gift given to us, isn't it? Grace is a free gift. We don't merit grace. We don't even deserve grace, but it's given to us freely by God for our salvation, because that's what God does. That's what God does. Now, I don't think from this section or portion of the gospel, I really don't think that Jesus was angry with these people. I honestly don't think so. I think, if anything, he was filled with compassion for these people, you know. And he was definitely filled with love for these people. And I'll bet he prayed very, very hard that these people would see the light and see the truth and open their hearts to the one and only truth. Because the coming of the kingdom of God is what Jesus came to announce. And the acceptance or rejection of the kingdom is up to us. It's up to us. And the strength of our faith in Jesus as the Son of God.